Hi. What I'm about to read to you is a voice from the grave. A friend of mine who succumbed to bile duct cancer in 2007. Someone I've known for a long time. He successfully battled Hodgkin's disease twice. First time a couple of years out of high school, second time about 7 years after that. But I guess all that radiation he got from with fighting Hodgkin's disease, it finally took its toll, and it came back in the form of bile duct cancer and got him. But he was very intelligent. We didn't quite see eye to eye on political views, but what he presented here, I feel, is like a foreshadowing of what to expect under socialized medicine, i.e. Obamacare. Or if Nancy Pelosi and all those get their way, you know. I'll read and let you know what he went through. The title of this, he wrote this November 14th, 2006. Tuesday, November 14th, 2006. It's called Death by Bureaucracy. And this is not under Obamacare. This is under the kind of care we have right now. He was in Pasadena at this time, so California. So, let's know how this went here. Okay. Today marks 3 weeks since the biopsy, and I get to undergo any of the needed tests to determine the malignancy's extent, origin, or treatment plan. I have an appointment to meet my new oncologist on Thursday, but without any new test results, I'm not sure what we can do more than exchange casserole recipes and compare Oscar predictions. Last Friday, I was told that the radiology lab had received authorization for a CT scan and that I should call right away to schedule an appointment. I attempted to do so and got so far as leaving a voicemail, which went unreturned through the weekend. Yesterday morning, I called again and reached a member of the office staff who affirmed that they had in fact received authorization, but it had been filled out improperly and that I could not make an appointment until it was corrected. It's been like this since June. We learn that a referral to a specialist has sat on the receptionist's desk for a week because her fax machine was broken. A message left for a doctor sits untransmitted. My HMO turns down a request because someone misread a doctor's handwriting. A doctor in a hurry puts us on hold, and the person who picks up the phone 15 minutes later doesn't know why we called in the first place. We've only made it this far because, he mentions his wife's name, knows the system well enough to cut through the various obfuscations and is persistent enough to call people back when they don't call us, and to refuse to hang up until someone has answered your questions. I don't know how most people make it through the healthcare labyrinth at all. On the deepest level, this matters to me because over the summer I began working through the possibility that if I did have cancer, I might not come out of it alive. It became clear to me that one important factor that would allow me to go peacefully would be the reasonable confidence that after a time of grief, he mentions his wife would still have several decades to build a good life for herself, to remarry if she so chose, to think about her career and future in terms that weren't defined by my medical needs and limitations, to move to a place where she could be grateful for the second half as well as the first half of her time on Earth. I'm afraid, however, that if the other people's indifference or incompetence plays any role in determining whether I live or die, the bitterness from that may affect her for years to come. My Australian friend, mentions her name, whose family's medical issues involved her in her native country's socialized healthcare system, expresses surprise that the American system is such a jungle. I seriously wonder whether the union of free market and medicine hasn't outlived its usefulness. And someone wrote to him saying, "This knocked me completely off balance. I suppose that hearing you speak of my deepest fears and expressing many of my frustrations was just too startling. The caption itself takes one's breath away. Death by bureaucracy." Certainly we are not the only family touched by this kind of bog down. This just happens to be our own personal drama. One wonders how the unwieldy medical system stays afloat at all. It certainly is overloaded, and getting more so by the day, and this kind of ineptness certainly keeps it out of control. I am so thankful to have received additional personal information that the system finally came through for you, but of course, it is still the system that needs some major tweaking. Love you, Mom. That's his mom wrote that, okay. So anyway, if it's bad now, can you imagine what it's going to be like under Obamacare, or as I call it, Obamacare? It's going to be really something. It's really going to be something. Bye.